This is a special podcast presentation from 700WLW.com. This is Steve Sommers on Demand. This is America's Truckin' Network with Steve Sommers. We roll on to the late night, early morning hours. Make our way into a Thursday here. A weather update, a service of Travel Centers of America, TA, and Petro Stopping Centers, where full service means at your service. Well, in the Pacific Northwest, the train of storms continues into early next week. Once again, the storm track, which was favoring the southwest during the first week of January, has now shifted back to the northwestern portions of the country, and it looks like that's the pattern that's going to continue through the third full week of January. Several storms will impact the Pacific Northwest and Northern California into early next week, which will renew the threat for flooding in some areas. Despite being relatively dry from Seattle to Medford, Oregon, during the first 11 days of the month, the ground is still saturated from all the rain they saw in December. Some areas saw 10 to 15 inches of rainfall back in December. So gusty winds for the majority of these storms should be confined to the coastal areas, Washington, Oregon, Northern California, winds gusting to maybe 40 miles per hour at times. And a little bit of a respite then for Central and Southern California, reducing the risk of flooding and mudslides there that we saw during the first week of January. Quick look out west. Now, let me get back, lock Dean in here. Dean Michael, the tax doctor, with us. And I believe Laura has a question for Dean.
Morning, guys.
Morning.
Hey, Laura.
Hey, Dean, we're a client of yours, and I have a question. We've had an agreement for 2 years, and this weekend we got a letter from the IRS wanting to update our information. Is that something they can do?
Yeah, it's definitely something you should contact me about. Is it currently not collectible or partial pay?
No, we're paying $1,000 a month.
$1,000 a month. Why? No, it's still got to be a partial pay installment agreement, or they wouldn't want to reevaluate it. So it's got to be less than what they were originally expecting. So don't give them any information without it going through me first, because I don't want you to give them anything that may harm you. So
we did.
You gave them information already?
Yeah, they want to raise it $800.
Man, what'd you do that for?
Well, they want their information, so we gave it to them, so I guess we kind of burned ourselves, huh?
Well, just call me tomorrow in the afternoon and let me see what you gave them, see if there's something I can't counter. Okay?
Okay. And I also have 2 relatives that have tax issues. They've never come back after them. And I wanted to see if I could get them on the free check.
Yeah, of course. Of course.
So I can just have them call you tomorrow?
Just tell them Laura sent them, and I'll take care of it.
All right, Dean. I appreciate all your help, and I kind of wondered that when we got that letter. But
yeah, anytime, any clients of mine out there, if you get the IRS, they reevaluate currently not collectible partial pay installment agreements. They reevaluate them every 1 to 3 to 5 years. So if you get that reevaluation letter, it's because some kind of flag went up. Just make sure you call me and let me handle it. Otherwise, what could end up happening is exactly what happened to you. So give me a call. Hopefully I can still fix it, okay?
Okay. Well, hopefully you can help somebody else from doing that.
Yeah, there you go. All right.
All right.
Well, thank you. No
Thanks.
problem, sweetheart. You take care.
All right. Thank you much, Laura. Good luck. So the idea is if you are working with someone like yourself
that you need to go through you before you. What was it? Maybe a W-2 that was filed or something saying they made more money than maybe previously they had made, or
yeah, where they filed a tax return and there was new debt on the tax return. When we set them up in these programs, there's a contingency that moving forward you need to file on time and pay on time. Otherwise, they default the agreement automatically. The other thing that they do is when we set up for partial pay installment agreements, when you're not going to pay the entire amount, they will periodically reevaluate your financial situation to see if you're in the same financial situation you were in when you qualified for the hardship program. And the idea is to ride that program out until the collection statute expires on the debt. Now, I always tell everybody that I do business with, it's like that old cliche, you never talk to the cops without your attorney. Same thing here, because you can end up giving them information that could hinder our ability to get you the best resolution available to you.
So it just seemed very simple to say, well, yeah, this is I've got the answer to your question. Here it is,
right.
but you shoot yourself in the foot.
Exactly.
That's never fun.
Nope.
Boy, $1,800 a month versus $1,000 a month. That's a heck of a hit.
That's a kick in the teeth right there. That's for sure.
Wow.
And there's a lot of things that are allowed and disallowed. Like, for instance, like I said earlier, everyone's living paycheck to paycheck. Just some people's paychecks are bigger than others. But IRS, they only take into consideration what they call absolute necessary living expenses. So when people say, hey, you know what, I don't have anything left over at the end of the month, well, they may have nothing left over at the end of the month, but they may have children in private school, which doesn't count as an absolute necessary living expense. They may be paying credit card bills, which doesn't count as an absolute necessary living expense. Anything like that doesn't count. They only take into consideration what you need to live, breathe, eat, and work, and pay your taxes. That's it. So food, clothing.
So you don't get to count your cigarettes and your beer?
No, none of that stuff.
Well, wait a minute. That's an absolute living expense.
Isn't that terrible? I know, huh? I know.
Tommy, got you on with Dean.
Yes, thank you. I have a question about my sister-in-law's mother died, and they had a lien on her house. Mm-hmm. And, I mean, like, when does that expire? After 10 years, you said?
Yes. When was the lien placed?
I think it's been about 10 years, but she died like 2 years ago. They still haven't sold the house. Does that still count on that, the 2 years?
Yeah. If they haven't sold the house, then the lien's only on there for the assessment. But here's the thing as well: that the debt should have died with the client. There's only one way to get out of paying taxes, and that's dying. So if you can provide the death certificate to the IRS, right, the debt goes away.
Okay, because she went through a probate, and they just said there was a lien on there, and
right,
but the probate lawyer never said anything about it.
Yeah, that's definitely something I can help. That's definitely something I can help you out with.
Does that count for the state tax too? If they do a lien, is that 10 years also?
No, state tax lasts forever.
Oh, okay.
Yep, state tax lasts forever.
Find out which one it is then, huh?
Because state tax goes on and on. But there's still the death certificate part of it, so you may be able to get rid of it based on that.
Oh, okay.
Okay. All right. But go ahead.
Yeah, I just had one question about where's the best place to find the deductions? Is there some place online where you can, besides the IRS site?
Are we talking about for truck drivers?
Yes.
I have a specific truck driver's deduction spreadsheet that I can send you. So, like I said, if you call into the number we gave you, give the girl or the guy that's answering the phone your email address. I'll send you out the truck driver's deduction spreadsheet. There's a lot of places out there to get your taxes done, like H&R Blocks or Jackson Hewitt, but they don't know about truck drivers. It's a very specific industry. And that's what we specialize in here. I have a whole department of tax preparers that specialize in just truck driving. So if you're looking for somewhere to get it done, give us a call. Again, the number out here, guys. The number out here, guys, for everyone, it's 561-899-4151. Again, if you call in tonight and talk to somebody, give them your information. We do the free tax investigation. Or someone like yourself that just needs a tax preparer, give them the information, and I'll send you out a tax organizer and a truck driver's deduction spreadsheet, whatever you need to get it done for this year.
Oh, okay.
Okay?
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
It's
my pleasure.
Thank you for the call, Tommy. Have a good morning. So, in the case of the house, I'm thinking about. I knew someone personally years ago. Mother was ill, cancer, was dying, and she was trying to transfer the house over to the daughter's name, but she had issues with the IRS, and it seems like when she did pass away, they didn't want to, they didn't want to give it up. They wanted the house to pay her debt.
Really? Through the estate?
I guess.
Okay. Well, again, it's a case by case scenario. But normally, well, I can tell you right now, if there's no house attached, for number one, the debt dies. Number two, if they don't sell the property within that 10-year period, then the debt's going to go away anyways. So it doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. So had they held on to the property and not done anything with it, the tax lien's not going to matter. They can still ride out the collection statute expiration date.
So they can't come in and actually seize the house or whatever?
Oh, yeah, they can. They can. We talked about it earlier today. In the first time in 20 years, I have them wanting to seize property.
Right. Yeah.
So, they can come and take you. They can come and take your primary residence if they want to. And normally it's a matter of something really pissed them off, because normally I can save your primary residence easily. In the particular case that I'm talking about, this gentleman had a revenue officer. He was supposed to be getting his wages garnished a specific amount each week until we could start getting a program in line. Well, this guy was a doctor and wasn't turning in his hours, and because he didn't want to pay the IRS. And he wasn't telling us. He didn't tell us that he wasn't doing this. And the whole time we're thinking he's getting garnished and everything's going according to plan. Come to find out later on, he hadn't turned in any of his hours. He had so many paychecks sitting in the back burner that weren't getting collected on, and that just pissed the IRS off. They went right after his houses.
Wow.
Yep. So, you don't play games, especially if you're hiring someone like us. You don't want to keep any secrets. You want to keep us fully disclosed on what's going on, because otherwise when we go in there to present the case, if we're stepping on our tongues, it's not going to help at all.
All right, toll free. Our number is 888-860-8785. 860-TRUK. We'll be back with Dean in just a moment here on ATN, driven by Celadon, and drive Celadon.com. All right, 21 past the hour. And who's next up here? Who's your Mike? I believe it is. Got John with the tax doctor. Go ahead, Mike.
Dean?
Uh-huh.
This Dean?
Yep.
Dean, this is Mike out in Indiana. I got a question for you. Remember how they used to send out those little things showing how much money you're going to get when you retire?
Yep.
When I was working at a dealership in 1994. At one time, I got you don't see those papers anymore. I got a thing in the mail. It showed that I paid no taxes for the year of 1994, and I'd worked at that dealership, and I used to make really good money there. And I talked to a couple different people at the IRS, and they just showed that you didn't pay any taxes for that year and just left it at that. I couldn't get nothing out of them.
Really?
How do I go back and prove that? I worked there, and there's people still working at that dealership know damn well I was working there.
And were you working as a W-2 where they were taking taxes out?
Yes. There was a thing going on where the place was running in the red. I often wonder if the owner stole my tax money, even though they was taking it out of my check. But I was there.
That's very well possible, because it had to have been reported by the company that actually withheld the taxes, and this isn't the first time that I've heard this. So,
but anyway, that place has changed names twice, and the owner himself is still alive, but so at the same time, where did that money go? And I talked to a couple people from my IRS, and they just basically said there ain't nothing I can do about it.
Exactly. The only way it can change is if the actual company themselves sent in revised W-2s or 1099s. That's it.
Is there what can I do to pursue that if I can dig up my W-2 where I paid it, which my wife said we have it. It's just a matter of finding it.
It's not. If it wasn't reported to the IRS, it's going to be held to figure out, held to prove. To be honest with you,
even if I have paperwork showing that I paid it.
Yeah. Yep.
Damn.
Because they didn't report it to the IRS, obviously, or the IRS lost it, one or the other. And you're saying
it's kind of like one other time. I got divorced after the first 5 years, which now I've been married almost 35. But one other time they swiped my money at $840-something. I was current with my child support payments, and they all of a sudden took my money. And I had a friend who'd been in the IRS for like 30 years. They would not tell me where that money went. And I went through him. He worked down Cincinnati IRS, and he found that money for me where it went. He goes, the city of Greensburg just took it away from you and never told you. That's all that amounted to.
Wow. Yeah, I've had cases.
They stole my money.
Oh, yeah. I've had cases where companies have reported more income being paid to an individual than what he actually got paid. And so he owed more taxes for a given year. Mm-hmm. And we went in with the original document showing that he didn't make that much. The IRS will not change it unless the employer themselves make the revision on the 1099 or the W-2. They won't do it. Okay. It's the only way to get it done. And that's a battle I've tried many, many times, and it's a losing battle.
Oh, my goodness. I mean, I made good money back then, real good money.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I paid all that money in, and they're claiming I didn't even work that year. And I said,
and it doesn't count towards your Social Security, right?
Yeah.
I know. That's a kick in the teeth. That's our government for you, man.
Oh, I know. Government in action there. Thanks a lot, Dean.
All right, bud. Sorry.
All right. Who's your mic? So could that be a scenario where an employer, if they're not submitting the W-2, there's scams like where they're withholding the SS out of your, but they're not really paying it.
They're not paying
reporting it. They're pocketing it, right?
Exactly. That's exactly what they're doing. Precisely. Yep.
And depending on the number of employees.
And a lot of times with companies like that, it's companies that went out of business by the time you catch on to it. And there's no way for it to be changed after that point.
So his concern is that's bumping down what he's going to be eligible to claim in SS when he retires then.
Yeah, for his retirement. Unfortunately, it's a scam that obviously worked in that employer's favor at the time.
I'll be darned. Danny, got you on with the tax doctor. What's up?
Yeah. I got I owe Social Security some money, and they said that they will take my income tax check. Are they allowed to do that?
Yep, for sure.
Okay, well, last year I sent them a $1,000 money order to the Chicago office, and they said they didn't get it. So
what they do is the IRS is used as a collection agency. We talked a little bit about this, but on the reverse side, the IRS doesn't hire collection agencies. They're actually used as a collection agency. So if you owe student loans, you owe Social Security, anything along those lines, even child support, they can all attach your refunds that you may have coming in future years so that you don't get the money. It goes to whatever entity you owe.
Okay, then.
Yeah. All right.
Well, need to know. Thank you.
That's not the word he wanted to hear, was it?
No. Unfortunately, I have to be the bearer of bad news.
So the IRS is essentially, if you owe other, federal government agencies?
Yep. They'll take it. Not only that, the state, too. The states use the IRS refunds as well. So the IRS will collect for student loans. They'll collect for state taxes that you owe. They can collect for Social Security that you owe, child support that you owe. Any of these things your refunds can be attached.
Really? So if you owed Ohio from taxes from several years ago and you got a refund supposedly coming, all of a sudden you're getting a low refund. So where'd that money go?
Exactly. You know exactly where it went because they sent you a notice telling you they were going to take it.
I'll be darned. Okay. Well,
all right.
Gotta love the IRS, don't you? Okay, we'll get news update coming up here. Around the country, it's 888-860-8785, 860-TRUK. A couple of industry headlines. We'll be getting to had a recall for some of the newer model Freightliner and Western Star trucks, some sort of a drive axle issue, which could leave you with your drive axle no longer attached. It's 2015 and 16 models of Freightliner, several models in Western. We'll give you the numbers coming up here in just a bit, so stick around. It is America's Trucking Network, driven by Celadon, and drive Celadon.com. Okay, back at it, 25 before the hour. See, to me, it seems a little fishy. I'm sitting there in the studio in the newsroom there, myself, Seg, Charlie Van Zant, and literally within 15 minutes, California had already made a determination. They had a winner, and the location, 7-Eleven store, where the ticket was bought. I mean, and I've done this many times over the years. When the jackpots get big, typically, I said it takes several hours to find out if a winning ticket's been sold. And no sooner did I say that, I told Seg, it takes a few hours. He said, oh, really? I said, yeah. And boom, AP coming on, special report. We'll have live anchored report coming up here at 19 past the hour. Winning tickets sold in California. It's taken several hours, and at that time they said still awaiting results from other states. Jimmy pointed out to me that USA Today, and they're citing the AP as they have confirmed winning tickets sold in Tennessee. Apparently there's a winner in the state of Florida as well. And the official Powerball website has yet to update. They're still awaiting, I guess, results from other states. Why? That posted just after 2 o'clock a.m., about 35 minutes ago. Why does it take other states several hours, 2 to 3 hours, to get the results in? And in the past, it's always taken, like I said, several hours. How in the hell did California know within 15 minutes the winner and where it was sold? And I don't know. I think the fix might be in, Dean.
Yeah, I know. Well, if someone won in Florida, it wasn't me. I know that.
You did check yours before we went on the air, yeah, but that's...
I checked it, man.
The Associated Press reports winning Powerball tickets also sold Tennessee and Florida, according to a California lottery official. So
you would think they would know. I mean, they got to have this in their system, right? I mean, wouldn't the lottery know what they sold and where?
It's got to be, I guess, how fast your computer systems are. California had been selling close to $2.8 million worth of tickets per hour.
Wow.
Over the last couple of days. I mean, so you think, I know computers are quick nowadays, but I guess even computers have to go through and scour, calculate through all those different combinations and verify, there's a match there or there's a match here. And, maybe California just has really fast computers.
I know I always bitch about my slow computer over here.
Yeah.
And I have the fastest internet you can get, and I still have to switch screens and wait for it to spin.
You remember the days when you'd get home and you'd have to turn the computer on and wait for that little dial-up, and then you'd hear the modem talking to the phone, and it's finally, okay, then your page starts loading up, and you're watching line by line for your home page. Those were the days. So I guess for the guy in California, whoever the winner was, that 80 million cash prize now just became more like a 300 million cash prize because they're splitting it at least three ways.
Yep.
Would you be disappointed? Oh man, I only got 300 million.
I know.
Back to the Little Clinic listener line. Scott, hi there.
Hi. Well, I know I wasn't one of the winners, so
man.
Dean, I'm thinking I'm company driver, and I'm thinking about opting out.
Well, is the company paying your per diem, or are you not? Or are they not doing so?
They are paying me per diem, and I'm thinking about opting out. What my pay rate is 40 cents. It's 30 plus 10 cents, 30 a mile plus 10 cents a mile per diem. And if I opted out,
opting out and taking, remember, you got to be out overnight in order to take the per diem.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm figuring my taxes right now. I was home. I was home 38 days last year. But anyway, so my pay rate without per diem is 39.5 cents.
Right.
So it seems to me like I'm kind of waffling back and forth. I'm not, it'd be nice to take the full per diem deduction, I'm thinking, but
well, now I understand that even though as of up to October 1st it was $59, then it went to $63. Now
right.
you still don't claim the full amount. You only claim 80% of that. So figure that in your calculations.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. So and at the rate they're paying you, I think you're still going to be better off to opt out.
That's what I'm thinking too. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Sure enough.
For sure.
Yep. All righty. That
All
kind of made up my mind.
All right. Well, glad to hear it. Well, if you win the lottery, you won't have to worry about it.
That's true.
There you go.
Thanks.
All right, bud. You take care.
Thank you, Scott. Have a good morning. Randall, hi there.
How's it going this morning?
Oh, I didn't win the Powerball, but I'm okay.
Yeah, I didn't win the Powerball either, Most of us have to endure, so there you go. But considering the track record of most of them that hit the big money, I think I'd rather be a lonesome self and just push this baby down the road compared to some of the stories I've heard. I got a tax question here real quick. Well, it's kind of a tax question and it's a legal question.
Mm-hmm.
My employer that I have now, the guy that drives me to drive this truck, he did not exactly last year turn in all of my earnings. Okay. Now I'm almost positive, just from his actions, the way he acts and stuff, and all that I think he's taken the money that he didn't turn in to the IRS. And I think he's taking that money and putting it in his pocket.
Is he paying you W-2?
He gave me a W-2 for, $32,000, $33,000, but I made like $50 last year.
Okay.
And I'm pretty sure he's going to do it again to me this year. I know that's $17,000 and about 30%. That's about $5,100. Now, I haven't called the IRS yet and asked them how much has he been paying as per quarters. But the big question I got is, if I turn this dog in, am I going to be liable for whatever he didn't turn in, since that's considered trust money, or is he going to be on the hook for it? Because, see, the thing is, I don't want to, everybody wants to do the right thing, but I don't want to do the right thing, and then I look like I'm the bad guy, too.
Right. Well, how many years has he done this?
Well, he done it the year before last, and I went ahead and excuse the expression, played the game and did that, yeah. But I don't know. I'm thinking about just go ahead and walking in and saying, hey, I want to turn this dude in or call the hotline or something. Am I going to be on the hook for that money if he didn't pay it in or what?
No. He's going to be on the hook.
See, the thing is, he don't even give me a check.
He doesn't cut you. He plays you on a com data?
No, he pays me on a personal check.
Oh, really? So it doesn't even show the taxes that are coming out? So it doesn't even show the taxes that are coming out?
Yeah, I'm getting money after taxes are took out, but I don't get a regular payroll check. I get a personal check, and so I'm pretty sure that he's not turning in my taxes either. At least to some degree.
How do you have any proof that the taxes are being paid?
Well, all I can do, I guess, is call the IRS and see if anything's been turned in or how much has been turned in, and then I can tell them what my weekly rate is or what it's supposed to be, and then what I make. So I'm supposed to make $11.25 before taxes, and I make like $836.40 after tax.
Exactly. So he's going to be the one on the hook for it, and if you're going to, if your estimation is right, this is a guy that's not going to be around very long, and he plans on that. But you also got to understand, once you do this, you're probably going to be looking for another job. You know?
Well, I've got to that point already because he plays the game all around with his equipment and everything.
Right.
And I'm just sick of it. You know, I don't want to have to worry about going down the road, wondering if I'm going to wind up in the ditch. You know, and I tried to be a nice guy and help him out, you know, and stuff. And I'm just tired of it. You know, I'm tired of these scumbag truck owners. And unfortunately, most of that scumbag truck owner title falls off on these mom and pop owners. And I understand, you know, they don't own a giant fleet of trucks. So my God, you're blessed to, you know, you're blessed to have a company that definitely pays more than the average person out here making a living, working a real job. And then you want to screw everybody in the butt.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and you try to get off like the thief in the night.
That's a real, you know, and I hate the fact that when you're playing the nice guy, and I end up finding myself in this position all the time. I try and help as many people as I possibly can, you know, even sometimes when I know they're steering down the wrong road. And later on, 9 times out of 10, it turns around to bite you in the butt. You know, it's always the people that you're trying to help that, you know, next thing you know, you find out that they're the ones sticking the knife in your back. So.
Well,
don't let him take advantage of your kindness, man. You better you should stand up while he's still in business so that he will be responsible. Because later, when he goes out of business, you're not going to be able to fix it.
Right. Yeah. One of the things that somebody told me is they said, and I don't know if this is true or not. I mean, they can't audit everybody; they'd never get done. I mean, heaven forbid that would happen. But I mean, we already got enough IRS the way it is. But a guy told me who was a tax preparer one time, he tells me, he said, I'm going to tell you, he said, how a lot of people get away with their tax gains. He said, because they use a major name to file their taxes with. And he said they have the same person do their taxes every year. So he said that person that's doing the taxes with them is on the same page as they are. I don't know if they're getting a kickback or whatever. But, you know, if you say you're using H&R Block, chances are they're not going to say anything about your tax return unless it's just something really way overboard.
I don't know about that, but H&R Block, they don't even use CPAs. They just use people that have trained to do their software that they got off the street, and they took a weekend course, you know.
Spent a few hours learning how the programming works.
Yeah, so you know we run into that quite a bit.
I've got to get a quick time out here, but hang in there. We'll be right back on ATN, driven by Celadon and driveceladon.com. Okay, so Powerball officials have finally updated the website. And confirmation, one winner each. One California, one Florida, and one in Tennessee. So that's jackpot tickets. A lot of $2 million winners, Arizona, Florida, Iowa, North Carolina, New Jersey, Tennessee, Texas. A lot of happy people. $1 million winners. Lot of states, and many of those states with multiple $1 million winners. So there you go. Jackpot, $40 million coming up Saturday night. A lowly $40 million.
That would be awesome still. Even just the $1 million would be awesome. You know?
I like I said, there's a lot of people that are going to be happy this morning with $1 million, you know?
No doubt.
If you played it right, you could set yourself up pretty well with that, couldn't you?
For sure. I tell you what, even if I won just the $40 million, I would love to go down in history as the first tax guy that paid off all his clients' tax debt. That would be a wonderful feeling. You know, that would be a wonderful feeling. So, you know, anybody that becomes my client, if I ever win the lottery that big, you can count on your tax debt being paid off. I make that promise on the air.
And Dean actually tries. He tries to win.
Yep, I do. I'll try it every which way I can.
Yeah. All right, as we head toward top of the hour, Dean, I suppose let's kind of recap and remind folks about the, what do you call it, the free tax investigation?
Yeah, we're going to be here for probably another half an hour, another hour, even when we go off the air here. So if you call in to the 561-899-4151, whether you talk to one of the operators or if you have to leave a message, I'll give you the free tax investigation where we contact the IRS on your behalf. order all the transcripts on your account. Get this stuff put behind you once and for all. So, don't let it hang over your head anymore. I've said it over and over and over again. Just don't procrastinate anymore, because if you keep procrastinating, this is only going to build up to be something that you really don't want to hit head on. All right? And I want to thank everybody for listening in. Thank you for calling in and talking in the studio. And Steve, I want to thank you for having me on the air. I have to tell you, recently, I've tried Sirius Radio. I've tried all different kinds of radio stations, and nobody produces like you do, man. You've got a great listenership. I'm always happy to talk to the people that call in and say, hey, I heard you on Steve Sommers' show. So I can't thank you enough, man. I wouldn't be here without you.
Hey, thank you. I appreciate hearing things like that. That's good for me. A little feather. Hey, one last question. Spaceman wants to know if he can deduct tips to strippers.
Not at all. All right. Hey, God bless you all. Thank you for listening to me, and I appreciate you having me on. Hopefully we can do it again real soon, all right?
Absolutely. And a quick reminder again, you're the guy that specializes in when you have issues with the IRS and you're in collection and things like that, but your service does offer, you have folks there that can help with tax preparation, specifically for the trucking industry. You've got, people that know the deductions, what you can and can't take, and all the per diem stuff and all that, correct?
Exactly. I've got departments of people specializing in just truck drivers, thanks to you.
If they're interested, is there like a toll-free number for folks just maybe interested in something like that they wouldn't need your specialized help for?
Yeah. It's 888-632-4506. It's the one you hear in your ear every night that gets annoying to y'all. All right? So you can call in toll-free at 888-632-4506, or you're more than welcome to call me direct at 561-899-4151. I'm happy to talk to everyone. I talk to everyone that calls in from your show anyways.
That's great. All right. Well, Dean, Happy New Year. Good to hear from you. Have a great 2016. I'm sure we'll be chatting between now and then. So,
thank you, man. God bless.
Have a good night. About 7 before the hour, and we'll be back. It is ATN, driven by Celadon, and drive Celadon.com. Always good to chat with Dean Michael. MyTaxHelpMD.com. Hey, who the hell out there won the lottery and didn't tell us about it? It's like the attorney-client privilege thing. Keep it real quiet. Yeah, there's a few names that I kind of wonder about. Don't hear from them much anymore, or at all. Just kind of wonder. I mentioned the Freightliner and Western Star recall. Industry headlines, a service of the Owner-Operator Independent Drivers Association, OOIDA, fighting for the rights of the men and women behind the wheel. That's you. Not a member? You should be. You get your membership started today by dialing toll-free. It's 800-444-5791. Let me see. Specifically, trucks equipped with the Marmon-Harrington drive axles affected by this recall. Axle assemblies have hex nuts on the flange yoke that may not have been properly tightened. This defect can result in the drive shaft disconnecting from the drive axle, which would create an instant loss of propulsion and increase the risk of a crash. So they're all 2015 and 2016 model. Freightliner 108 SD, 114 SD, the Freightliner Business Class M2, and the Western Star 4900. Owners will be notified by Daimler Trucks of North America. They will inspect the hex nuts, tighten them free of charge. The recall expected to begin February the 16th, they say. Guess if you want more info, you can contact Daimler Trucks North America. Customer service line is toll-free, 800-745-8000.